Hello friends, welcome back to Technique, and today we'll be doing a detailed experience about a gaming laptop from ASUS under the TUF series. We have the ASUS TUF Gaming A16, the Advantage Edition with us. So this is a recently launched laptop and this is available in India as well, close to 1,40,000 pricing, and this is one of those laptops with a great hardware being offered, and you get the latest AMD Ryzen 9 7940HS, and it is coupled with up to 16 gigs of RAM. You can expand the RAM, 1 TB of SSD. Then we have the AMD RX 7600S GPU with 6 GB virtual RAM. So it's a pretty good hardware offered, and the pricing is also very competitive. Always we know that TUF series is more like a slightly more affordable gaming laptop. Now we have a really powerful gaming laptop in the form of TUF A16 Advantage Edition. So let's see how good the experience is. So we have been using this laptop for more than 2 weeks now. In fact, close to 2.5 weeks, and we'll be sharing our experience with this device. So let's get started. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's start. So the ASUS TUF Gaming A16 Advantage Edition is a laptop which is, as the name indicates, 16-inch laptop, A16. So it has a 16:10 aspect ratio, and it's pretty large laptop because it's a 16-inch laptop. It has around 2.2 kilograms in weight. So let's first have a look at the design and build quality. Now you can see here, just like in a TUF series, we have this cut at the top. It looks pretty good. We have the LED lights, and this is a brushed finishing. This is slightly golden color. We have the TUF branding, and looks pretty good. On the sides we have this air vents for heat dissipation. The back panel is kind of slightly creamish color. We have this small triangular area for the wobble free experience of the keyboard, and then we have this air vents, and looks very good in terms of the keyboard experience. And also this is around 2.2 kilograms, making it really good in terms of a gaming perspective. And this also has the US military grade certification, so it's very tough and rigid laptop. So design looks pretty good. Build quality is also good. Now if you look at the panel here, you can see here this is the LED indicators. Looks very nice, and TUF branding is good. Now we have this option to raise the laptop from here. Now if you open the laptop, you can see that full-fledged keyboard is included here. The power button, the keyboard arrangement is good, very large trackpad, and you get this number pad as well. It's very useful. And if you look at the display experience, you can see it's a nearly bezel-less experience, almost very slim bezels. Even the bottom panel has been improved. Generally you get a slightly bigger bottom panel, but here you can see that the bottom panel is also extremely good. Almost 90% screen to body ratio, which is really good. We have the 720p camera here, and then we have a slightly raised cutout for opening the laptop. Now you can see here the bezels are extremely minimal in terms of experience. So the design is something which is pretty good. You can also see that the arrangement of the keyboard is good. We have these additional keys and the Aura Sync, and other additional options are also included. So it's a well built laptop. And if you look at the ports and connectivity, let's just have a look at the ports here. So you can see here on the left side you get this power port, and then we have this LAN port is included, HDMI 2.1 port, then two USB Type-C ports are there. Now both supports DisplayPort, and one of them has 100-watt charging support. Then we have a USB Type A port, then 3.5mm audio jack is included. Here we have the heat dissipation areas, and on the right side you get one USB Type A port. Here also you get the vents. Now the back side again we have this option for heat dissipation. So that's the design of this laptop, and this is something which is quite useful when you generally type on the laptop. You do get some kind of wobble, but to prevent that, this helps. And this also helps in better heat dissipation, and these rubber pads at the four corners also give a slightly raised finish, so that heat dissipation is pretty well done. So this is something which ASUS has done really good. So overall the build quality, fit and finish looks pretty good, and a very solid laptop in terms of the features being offered. So that's the design aspect. Next, let's talk about the display. One of of the important things for a gaming laptop. This is having a 16-inch display. That is pretty much evident from the naming itself, A16. So 16 is to 10 aspect ratio with 16 inches screen size, and this is 1920 by 1200 pixel resolution, and it supports up to 250 nits of peak brightness and 165 hertz refresh rate, making it really great in terms of colors as well as the brightness levels are adequately good. 250 nits is quite good for most of the users, and 100% sRGB color gamut freezing premium support is also included. So it's a pretty good display even if you're watching movies, because it's a large display. It's a really good display out there. Good colors, and overall the refresh rate is also pretty good. So I would say the display quality is definitely good on this display. So that's the display aspect. Next, let's move on to the keyboard experience. Now for any laptop, the keyboard is something which is very important. Here we get a full-fledged keyboard, and you can see that it's a full-fledged backlit keyboard. But unlike the ROG laptops, you don't get the RGB lighting for the keyboard. It's just the white light. We have different options to adjust the light. You can see there are 3 options to increase or decrease the light. Now you also get this number pad, the power button, and additional volume button, microphone option, and the Aura Sync and additional option. You can switch to the different options: performance mode, silent mode, performance. Then you also get this turbo mode as well, so those can be configured. Now you also get this arrow buttons here. It's a very good keyboard. Now good thing about this is that there is also the number pad, because this laptop does not come with fingerprint scanner or face unlock, so that's something which is probably missing. Fingerprint scanner should have been there, so you need to enter pin all the time, and for that this number pad helps. So that's something which is missing on this laptop. There is no fingerprint scanner. Generally with the power button, fingerprint scanner is included, but you don't get this, nor you get the Windows Hello support using the camera, so a pin has to be entered. So for that this keyboard works. Now the typing experience is pretty good. As I said before, this is pretty good in terms of typing experience, and the key travel is around 1.7 mm, which is pretty good, and there is no wobbling even while typing. You can see that it's pretty good in terms of experience. There is no wobble, and that makes it really good even if you're typing for a long time. So that is pretty good on this laptop. So that's the keyboard experience of the ASUS TUF Gaming A16, and there is also backlight included. Now trackpad is sufficiently large and it's pretty responsive as well. I feel it's quite good for most of the users, unless you are really particular about using only trackpad. It's pretty good actually. May not be as good as a Strix series, but it's still good. It's very smooth and does the job pretty well. So that's the keyboard experience and the trackpad of this laptop. Next, let's move on to the performance side. Now this laptop is powered by the AMD Ryzen 9 series chip, and we get the Ryzen 9 7940HS with 45 watt default TDP, and it is up to a max speed of around 5.2 GHz. That's the max boost. Now it is supported with the AMD RX 7600S graphics card. It's 8GB DDR6 VRAM, and there's also MUX switch included, and we all know that MUX switch is available on a lot of ASUS gaming series laptop, because it actually skips the CPU, and directly from the GPU it is goes to the display, command goes to the display, making it much more responsive. So MUX switch is included on this laptop. Now we also get 16GB of DDR5 RAM, and you get additional 1 slot. So in case you want to expand this up to 32GB RAM, you can expand. So 2 slots are there. So if you want to upgrade at a later time, you can go ahead and upgrade. That's something which is pretty good. You just have to add 1 more 16 gigs of RAM, and you can go up to 32 gigs of RAM. And then in fact, if you look at the storage, you get 1 TB of M2 PCIe 4.0 SSD. Now if you again want to expand to up to 2 TB, there is 1 more additional slot included. That's something which is really good from ASUS. So at a later point of time, say after like 1 or 2 years, if you want to expand the RAM and storage, you can go ahead up to 2 TB and up to 32GB of internal or rather RAM. It's a DDR5 RAM being used. So now let's talk about the performance. Now this is something which is really good. The performance is solid. In fact, we are not much into gaming, so what we did was we did play some games, but instead we did extreme rendering of videos, 4K videos, where also as a creator we do more of a video recording and video editing. So we have tried editing videos on this, and it was really good. There is definitely heat issues, but then heat dissipation is also pretty much controlled. I would say it's pretty good, and there are multiple profiles, as I said before. This is not just for this laptop alone, but ASUS has this multiple profile like silent mode, performance mode, turbo mode, which you can customize to get you the best experience. If you are in turbo mode, you get the best experience, and even for heavy hardcore gamers, this is something which is pretty good. The gaming experience is solid. We did play some games on this laptop. Again, we are not much into gaming, so we are reviewing this from a more of a creator perspective. For our purpose, that's editing videos, 4K 60 FPS videos, editing was pretty smooth on this laptop, and video editing using Adobe's Premiere Pro, so it was very smooth experience. So that is our experience in terms of performance. And if you want synthetic benchmarks, here are some of the benchmarks of this laptop. It's a really solid laptop in terms of performance. Now there is also a 720p webcam included in the front portion. Generally some of the gaming laptops do not have that, but the webcam is quite okay. I would say it's just a basic webcam. It's just a 720p webcam, so for video calls it's quite good, but then other than that it's kind of very average experience. So this is the front camera sample taken using the 720p camera on the ASUS TUF A16 gaming laptop. So it can record videos, but this is again more suited for video calls or other meetings, but the quality is kind of very much average. I would say nothing great or exceptional. So this is the video sample using the cameras on the ASUS TUF series. Apart from that, you also get Wi-Fi 6 support and Bluetooth 5.2 support. There is 2 speakers included. It does support Dolby, and sound quality is quite okay. But again, you don't get very high bass performance. I would say it's kind of average or above average quality. Nothing exceptional out of the box, but the Dolby support also helps in, and the overall speaker quality is kind of acceptable at this price segment. That's what we feel regarding the speaker output. Now regarding the battery life, now this supports a 90 watt hour battery, 4 cell 90 watt hour battery, and you get 100 watt charging support, which makes it even faster in terms of charging. Now this is one laptop which we really liked because of the battery life. Now if you are a regular user, I mean you don't do a lot of gaming, but you do casual work most of the time with battery usage, then you can get up to around 7 hours of battery life, which is really good for a gaming laptop. Now if you are into video editing, heavy video editing like what we did, still we got around 4 hours of battery life, which is again good for a gaming series laptop. But if you are into high-end gaming, AAA games, then probably you get around 1.5 hours of gaming, which is again I would say quite good considering the gaming part of gaming. Being a gaming laptop, generally we do connect with the power source all the time, because the graphic performance will not be that great without the power source on battery. So but still if you are generally if you are traveling, if you want to watch movies or do general casual work, then you get really good battery life. One of the really stellar points of this laptop is the battery life, so that's one good thing about this laptop. So that was our experience with the ASUS TUF Gaming A16 Advantage Edition laptop. So overall we feel it's quite a good laptop in terms of what it is being offered. It has good power, CPU performance is solid, good build quality, fit and finish is good. Then you do get pretty nice keyboard layout, the performance is good, display experience is good, although we feel the brightness levels could have been a tad better. 250 nits of peak brightness is good, but we would have expected somewhere around 300 nits, which would have made even the experience better. It's not bad by any means, but still we feel brightness levels could have been a tad better. Then apart from that, ports and connectivity options are pretty good, great solid battery life. Couple of things missing. One is the RGB lighting is not there. Then other than that, fingerprint scanner is also missing. That's something which is which should have been included, I would say, on this laptop. But otherwise it's a solid offering. You don't have to pay the price of a Strix series laptop or the ROG series, but this is more affordably priced for this configuration at 1,39,000. Again, this is not a budget TUF series laptop. laptop, but for the price, but for the configuration it offers at this price segment, the TUF A16, the gaming series laptop, the Advantage edition is pretty good in my experience, especially with the battery life. So that was my experience with the ASUS TUF A16 gaming series Advantage edition laptop. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.